Next time you walk into your kitchen and open the refrigerator door, I want you to pause for just a second and really look at what is sitting on the shelves, because right there, nestled between the milk carton and the leftover chicken from last night, is a biological secret that science has been trying to decode for decades. It is not a rare superfood that you have to order from the other side of the world, and it is definitely not an expensive supplement that drains your wallet every month. I am talking about something you probably bought for a few dollars at the grocery store this week. But here's the hard truth that most doctors will not tell you during a 15-minute consultation. You have likely been eating this food the wrong way your entire life, and because of that single mistake, you are flushing almost 90% of its anti-aging potential right down the drain. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to take this humble red ingredient and transform it into what longevity experts are calling a biological shield for your prostate and a pressure valve for your arteries. Hello, I am Dr. Sarah, and welcome back to where we use science to turn back the clock. Before we dive into this kitchen laboratory, I need to be very clear with you. What I am sharing is educational information based on cutting-edge research, but it does not replace the advice of your own doctor, especially if you have specific medical conditions. Now, if you are ready to stop guessing and start healing, let us get to work. Imagine for a moment that you could shrink down to a microscopic level and take a tour inside your own body right now. If you are over the age of 60, you would likely see a silent war happening in your blood vessels and your cells. This war is called oxidative stress. It is basically the biological equivalent of rust. Just like a car left out in the rain starts to corrode, your cells are being attacked by unstable molecules called free radicals. This rust is what stiffens your arteries, making your heart work harder. It is what damages the DNA inside your prostate cells, leading to enlargement and potentially more serious conditions. Most men accept this slow decline as the inevitable tax we pay for getting older. We think that waking up 3 times a night to use the bathroom or feeling that afternoon energy crash is just normal. But the new science of longevity tells us a different story. It tells us that this deterioration is not just about age, it is about a lack of biological tools to repair the damage. This brings us back to that red sphere sitting in your fridge, the tomato. But hold on, do not turn this video off because I know what you are thinking. You eat tomatoes all the time. You slice them on your sandwich, you toss them in your salad, you are doing everything right. Or so you think. Here is the twist that catches almost everyone off guard. If you are eating that tomato raw crisp and fresh, you are getting the flavor and the water and a little bit of fiber. But you are missing the miracle. You are missing the medicine. The secret weapon hidden inside the tomato is a carotenoid called lycopene. It is the pigment that gives the fruit its vibrant red color. But in the human body, it acts like a special forces unit against inflammation. Epidemiological studies have shown time and time again that populations with high lycopene levels have enviably low rates of prostate issues and cardiovascular disease. But there is a catch, a massive biological trap that 9 out of 10 people fall into. In a raw tomato, the lycopene is trapped. It is locked away inside the plant-rigid cell walls. Your digestive system, as strong as it might be, is simply not efficient enough to break down those microscopic prison walls to release the nutrient. When you eat a raw tomato slice, your body absorbs only a tiny fraction of that lycopene. The rest just passes through you. So how do we break the lock? How do we liberate this compound so it can flood your bloodstream and get to work repairing your cells? The answer is heat. You have to cook the tomato. It sounds counterintuitive because usually we are told that cooking vegetables kills the vitamins. But in this specific case, heat is the activator. When you simmer a tomato, those cell walls collapse. They break down and release the lycopene, making it exponentially more bioavailable to your body. We are talking about a massive difference in absorption. A cooked tomato sauce has levels of absorbable lycopene that dwarf what you get from a raw salad. But we are not done yet. There is a second part to this equation, and if you skip this step, even the cooking won't save you. This is where the low-fat diet craze of the 90s did us all a huge disservice. Lycopene has a specific chemical characteristic. It is fat-soluble. It loves fat and it hates water. If you eat a cooked tomato sauce that has zero fat in it, your body will still struggle to pull that lycopene across the intestinal wall and into your blood. You need a vehicle. You need a transport system. And the best vehicle nature has designed for this job is extra virgin olive oil. When you combine tomatoes that have been broken down by heat with a generous splash of high-quality olive oil, you create a synergistic magic. The healthy fats from the oil encapsulate the lycopene molecules and give them a VIP pass directly into your system. This combination is not just a tasty pasta sauce. It is a chemical formula for longevity that has kept men in the Mediterranean region active, virile, and sharp well into their 90s. Let me tell you a story about a patient of mine named Robert. Robert was 72 years old when he first came to see me. He was a disciplined man. He walked every morning. He avoided sugar. He thought he was doing everything right. But he was frustrated. He told me, "Dr. Sarah, I feel like my body is failing me. I have no energy. My prostate keeps me up half the night, and my blood pressure is creeping up despite my healthy diet." When we looked at what he was eating, we found he was having a big salad with raw tomatoes and a fat-free dressing almost every day for lunch. He thought he was being heart healthy. In reality, he was starving his body of the very nutrients it needed to repair his vascular system. We made a simple swap. I told him to stop the raw salads for a month. Instead, I asked him to make a big batch of slow-cooked tomato sauce with plenty of olive oil, garlic, and onions every Sunday, and eat a small bowl of it or use it as a base for his meals 4 times a week. That was it. No expensive pills, no radical gym routine, just heat and oil. 3 weeks later, Robert came back, and the change was written all over his face. He told me he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. His energy levels were stable throughout the afternoon, and his blood pressure numbers had started to tick downward. He said something I will never forget. He said, "I feel like the rust is falling off my gears." That is the power of targeted nutrition. It wasn't magic. It was simply giving his body the right tool in the right format so it could do its job. Now, I want to go deeper into why this matters so much for men over 60. Your prostate has a unique affinity for lycopene. Research suggests that this nutrient concentrates in prostate tissue at higher levels than almost anywhere else in the body. It is as if the body intelligently sends its best defender to the gate that needs the most protection. The prostate is a gland with high cellular turnover and hormonal activity, which makes it very susceptible to oxidative damage. By flooding your system with activated lycopene, you are essentially sending reinforcements to the front line, reducing the DNA damage that can lead to serious problems down the road. But it is not just about the prostate. Let's talk about your arteries. As we age, our blood vessels tend to stiffen. They become like old garden hoses, left out in the sun, brittle and unyielding. This forces your heart to pump harder, raising your blood pressure. Lycopene has been shown to improve the function of the endothelium, which is the inner lining of your blood vessels. When the endothelium is healthy, your arteries can relax and dilate properly. This means better blood flow to your heart, to your brain, and yes, to other important parts of your anatomy that rely on good circulation. I need to warn you about a trap that is waiting for you in the grocery store. When I say tomato sauce, you might be tempted to just grab a jar off the shelf. Please do not do that. Flip that jar over and read the label. Most commercial sauces are loaded with added sugar, high fructose corn syrup, cheap inflammatory vegetable oils like soybean or canola oil, and massive amounts of sodium. That is not medicine. That is a processed food product that will increase inflammation in your body. The strategy here is to make it yourself, and it does not have to be complicated. You do not need to be a chef. You just need some ripe tomatoes, a pan, and some patience. Chop them up, throw them in the pan with a generous amount of olive oil, and let them simmer on low heat. Watch them break down. Watch the color deepen. That transformation you see in the pan is the medicine being activated. If you want to supercharge it, add garlic and onions. These allium vegetables have their own anti-inflammatory compounds that work in harmony with the tomato. You can make a big batch, freeze it in portions, and you have your biological shield ready for the week. There is another layer to this anti-aging secret that we rarely discuss, and that is the concept of the micro-commitment. When you take the time to cook this sauce, you are making a contract with yourself. You are signaling to your brain that you are worth the effort. This psychological shift is just as important as the biological one. We live in a world of instant gratification, but health is built on consistency. You cannot eat this sauce once and expect a miracle. Biology responds to rhythm. It responds to repetition. You need to create a constant supply of these antioxidants circulating in your blood, patrolling for damage and repairing it in real time. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Dr. Sarah, I suffer from heartburn or acid reflux, and tomatoes set me on fire. That is a valid concern, and it is very common in our age group. If acidic foods are a trigger for you, do not force your body to suffer. There are other sources of lycopene, like watermelon or pink grapefruit, although cooked tomatoes are the king. However, here is a little chef secret that also has a chemical benefit. If you add a pinch of baking soda to your tomato sauce while it is cooking, it creates a reaction that neutralizes some of the acidity without destroying the nutrients. It turns the sauce milder and easier on the stomach. Always listen to your body. Your body is the ultimate doctor, and it will tell you what it can handle. Let's zoom out for a minute. We are talking about tomatoes, but we are really talking about something much bigger. We are talking about reclaiming your independence. We are talking about refusing to accept that aging equals suffering. The pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe that health comes in a pill bottle. The food industry wants you to believe that health comes in a box labeled low-fat or heart-healthy. But true health usually comes from the ground, and it requires a little bit of knowledge to unlock. There is one more ingredient I want to mention that works beautifully with this tomato strategy, especially for your brain. Because what good is a healthy heart and a healthy prostate if you cannot remember your grandchildren's names? If you have space in that fridge right next to the tomatoes, you should have a stash of dark berries, blueberries, blackberries, or raspberries. While the tomato guards your body, the berries guard your mind. They contain anthocyanins, which are compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier and clean up the plaque that slows down our thinking. Imagine starting your day with a small bowl of berries and ending it with a dinner featuring your homemade tomato sauce. You are booking your health from morning to night. I want to challenge you. This week, I want you to go to the store and buy the best-looking tomatoes you can find. Take them home, get out your best olive oil, and spend 20 minutes making this sauce. Smell the aroma as it cooks. That is the smell of released nutrients. Eat it and pay attention to how you feel afterwards. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel like you have done something good for yourself? We often overcomplicate health. We chase trends, we buy expensive gadgets, but sometimes the answer has been sitting there in plain sight waiting for us to understand how to use it. The tomato is a perfect example of nature complexity. It holds a treasure, but it demands that we interact with it correctly. It demands heat and it demands fat. It is a partnership. I also want to address the skeptics. You might be saying, can a simple vegetable really make that much of a difference? And the answer lies in the compound effect. One healthy meal won't save you, just like one cigarette won't kill you. But the accumulation of hundreds of high-quality, nutrient-dense meals over the course of a year creates a physiological environment where disease struggles to take root. When you consistently lower inflammation, you lower the risk of almost every major chronic disease, from diabetes to cancer. You are changing the terrain of your body. Think about the men in the blue zones, those areas of the world where people live the longest. In places like Sardinia or Icaria, they are not counting calories and they are definitely not eating fat-free salad dressing. They are eating locally grown vegetables cooked slowly in high-quality oils. They are respecting the food, and in turn, the food sustains them. We have lost that connection in our modern, fast-paced world, and we are paying the price with our health. It is time to get back to the basics, but with the added advantage of modern scientific understanding. So let's recap the protocol. First, stop eating raw tomatoes, thinking they are a superfood. They are fine for taste, but weak for medicine. Second, always cook them. Slow heat is best. Third, never forget the fat. Olive oil is the gold standard, but avocado oil works too. Fourth, make it a habit. Aim for 3 to 4 servings a week. And fifth, avoid the sugar-laden, jarred versions that are actually working against you. This is actionable advice. You can start this today. You do not need a prescription. You do not need to wait for an appointment. You just need to open your fridge and look at that tomato with new eyes. It is not just a salad ingredient. It is a dormant biological weapon waiting for you to activate it. As we wrap up, I want to ask you to do something for me. If you found this information valuable, if it made a light bulb go off in your head, please share this video with a friend or a family member. Maybe you know someone who is struggling with their energy or worried about their prostate health. Send this to them. You might be giving them the key they have been looking for. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel because we are just scratching the surface. In upcoming videos, we are going to explore other common foods that you might be eating wrong and simple tweaks that can revolutionize your health. We are building a community here. A community of people who are not afraid of getting older because they know they have the tools to do it well. We are rewriting the narrative of aging. It is not a slide into decline. It is a journey of refinement. You have the wisdom of experience, and now you have the knowledge of biology. That is a powerful combination. So go make that sauce, enjoy the process, taste the difference, and remember your body is incredibly resilient. It wants to heal, it wants to be strong. It is just waiting for you to give it the right materials. Thank you for giving me your time today. Time is our most precious asset, and I am honored you chose to spend some of yours with me. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive, keep your standards high, and keep looking for those simple secrets hiding in plain sight. I am Dr. Sarah, and I will see you in the next video. Stay healthy,